Hi guys, welcome to another Q&A. I was so excited to see how many of you really loved the last Q&A, so I figured let's do another one. I took all new questions from Twitter, so they're all recent, current questions, and you might see your tweet pop up over here-ish, I don't know, wherever I put it in editing. Also, the picture in the background is fan art by Ditka on Tumblr, so thank you so much for that. It's like a painting of my last haircut that I got, and I missed that haircut so much. I was like, oh, remember when I had that hair? It was so great. But yeah, the way that this works is I have 3 mugs. One is work questions, one is personal questions, and one is silly questions, and I will answer 3 of each. So let's get going. First question, while I itch my eyebrow lovingly. Stop it, stop touching each other. I started writing these on Post-it notes, and you know, it works out for the most part, but some of them wind up being really sticky, and then it's hard to separate them. At I see you thar, any plans to continue doing most passable Hearthstone? I actually haven't been playing Hearthstone all that much. I want to. What happened, I don't think I ever told you guys about this. So like they rebooted the whole system so that everybody was starting from scratch again. And for some reason that happened to my account twice. So I went through the whole tutorial process, I got back into the game, I started getting packs, and then it reset me again. And the tutorial isn't all that tedious, but for some reason I was just like, God, I don't want to do this again, and I literally haven't played since then. I have no decks put together, I have nothing going for me anymore in that game, and it makes me so sad because that game is really, really fun. So I need to just like sack up and get back into it and just like play more of it again. But having it reset twice threw me off somehow. But I do know that we are, oh man, like my entire hand fits in here. I do know that we are going to be doing like a Polaris Hearthstone tournament. And I don't know when that is, but I need to get working. I need to get working before that happens. Personal question number 1, if I can open it. Oh, come on, for real. At Joey Relton, how much do you get into esports? What do you like to watch? Since spending so much time with Mike for so many years, I got really into StarCraft. I still really love to watch StarCraft. I think it's really engaging and really fun. I don't find like Dota 2 or League of Legends or any game of that style to be very fun to watch. I find them pretty boring, actually. I did go to the internationals, not this year, but last year, to watch Dota. And that was really fun because I had never seen Dota before. So like that was the first time that I ever watched it, and it was really beautiful to watch, but at the same time I felt like the aesthetics of it didn't really match up. I felt like the art styles were kind of all over the place, but it was still interesting, mostly because of how beautiful it looked to me, not because the gameplay was interesting to me. So I find games that are where you're controlling an entire army to be far more interesting to watch than games where you're controlling one hero or person. I don't know if that's because you can kind of put yourself into the frantic place that you know they're in and feel that tense energy that's going on, but that's just my preference. So I do love esports, but like MOBA Dota style games are just not, they're not something that really connects with me. Silly question. Oh my gosh, why are these so hard to open today? And no, it's not because the sticky part is on the inside. Okay. At Damn Egg Mad. Wow. What would you name a cat if you couldn't use a Sherlock name for it? Oh, that's so sad. At this point, I'm so used to getting questions about what I would name a cat if I got another one in the Sherlock world, right? Like, would it be Moriarty cat? Would it be Irene cat? Like, what would it be? But this question is just disregard Sherlock altogether. You can't name a cat a Sherlock name, which is actually okay because there was a long period of time where I really wanted a cat and I wanted to name it Grimjaw, because any of you who follow Bleach, you know that it turns out that he was like this weird cat Arrancar, and that was super cool to me. I was like, oh, Grimjaw, and now he's just like gone forever. Whatever. He's not dead. They never showed him dead, so I don't believe it. But like, he was just like this big bone cat. And I was like, you put Put Grimjaw! At Goddammit Chelsea, I'm thinking of starting a vlog and a gaming channel. How and why did you become a YouTuber? I got into YouTube because I had one class left to finish for my degree, and I had a lot of friends who were doing YouTube, and I was kind of encouraged to look into it and see if there was anything that I would be interested in attempting. And so I had watched a lot of gaming stuff, and I was like, if I wanted to make a gaming channel, what would it be? Because there weren't that many girls that were doing it. Honestly, the only person that I saw consistently doing it at the time was Trade Chat, so holla at you, girl. You've been doing this for a long time. But yeah, I wound up thinking to myself, like, what would be a good format for me? What's something that I could do? And I knew I didn't have the technology available to me to be doing Let's Plays, but I liked the idea of doing a news show because so many of my peers, as far as I could tell, were not taken very seriously for one reason or another, for the community or whatever. So I wound up thinking to myself, a news show could be really cool because not only could I express that kind of, that nerdier side of me, but I could also show that I know what I'm talking about, which was important to me. The way that this channel was created in general was that I didn't have the ability to make a news episode while I was in Oregon one time, and I wound up making a choose your own adventure video. Don't go looking for it, it's awful. But I basically was like, hey, do you want me to sing you a song? Do you want me to drink coffee and talk at the camera? What do you want? And everybody liked me just sitting there talking about nothing while I was drinking coffee, to the point that they were like, you should make this a series. And I wound up making it an unlisted series. Like, there would be a link to it, but I wouldn't post it. And then I wound up just making a second channel to put them on, and thus Dexterity Bonus was born. Oh my god, they're all stuck stop it, they're all stuck together, and I can't look, because then it'll seem like I'm favoriting one. At AliRx, since you're lactose intolerant, how often do you eat or drink dairy products? Oh goodness. Dairy, the bane of my life. I've gotten a lot better at not having dairy very often at all. There are a lot of really good ice cream supplements. There are a lot of really good milk supplements in terms of like cooking if you don't actually drink milk all that often or don't eat cereal. There are really good cream cheeses. There's really good mayo. Like, you can pretty much make anything with non-dairy alternatives and it'll taste almost the same, or to me sometimes it even tastes better, which is crazy. So I've gotten really good about it. It's mostly when I go out, if I go to a restaurant or something, and a thing sounds really good, and I know that they don't have any vegetarian options for me or like vegan options for me, then I'm like, oh, I just want it so bad, and I wind up eating it, but I feel awful afterward. It doesn't make me feel good. It makes me like really tired and just gross. So I avoid it as much as I can. It's not purely like a metabolizing grossness problem. It's like a my whole body feels awful problem. Another silly question. It's upside down. It's always upside down. Why? At BenMixers31, what is your favorite flavor of donut? When did it get so dark in here? It's like the middle of the day and it's hella dark in here, but it's really overcast outside. That's probably why. God, why does this keep happening to me? Your favorite flavor of donut? Oh, that's right. Okay. My favorite flavor of donut is plain. I don't like the glazed ones because then the glaze gets all over your fingers, but I like just regular donut with nothing on it. So good. If the donut is good, it doesn't need anything on it. It's just like sweet, delicious bread. Ugh, love it. I hate donuts that have fillings inside. I'm cool with the twisty ones that have sugar all over them. Into that. But my absolute favorite is just plain dry donuts. So good. At CM Northy, how did you learn to deal with YouTube comments? Oh, now it's getting brighter again. I think that everybody is going to learn to deal with YouTube comments in their own way. Whether it is that they just decide anything that's negative I'm gonna ignore, or whether it is that they go through a process of realizing what's critique and what's just generally mean, right? Like, it's very natural for humans to get defensive, and I think that there's a natural reaction of anything that sounds even remotely negative to be like, well, I'm just not gonna listen to that because it's bad vibes, right? But every now and then, it's getting dark and light over and over again. I don't know how to control this. Why can't I control the weather? But in the end, it's really good to be willing to take critique and be willing to apply it to yourself, even if in the end you say, you know what, that I don't think that I agree with that critique at all. But being able to read it and not immediately get defensive and angry about it. But in terms of just mean-spirited feelings, it's learning to realize that they are 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 voices amongst thousands of people that really love what you're doing and want the best for you and want the best for your channel. And fortunately, I learned that really quick. Sometimes people don't learn it very quick. But that's how I learned to deal with it, was just anytime I got really upset, I would go back through and I'd read all the really sweet comments, the really wonderful, supportive people. And I'd think to myself, it doesn't matter. You know? Like what matters is the people that I'm making really happy. Like those are the people that really should matter to me more than the people who are just angry. Last personal question. Oh, they're stuck together. Can I fit both hands in there? Oh no, my hands are stuck. How did this happen? How did I turn into this person? Jeez. At Issy2322, if you had to live in any country other than the US, where would it be and why? Belgium. Belgium, 1,000 times Belgium. I love Belgium so much, and I'm so excited that I get to go there next week. Oh gosh, my heart. But when I did the backpacking trip from Portugal to Ireland, Belgium was my absolute favorite country. We stayed in Bruges for quite a few days, and I was just so happy there. Like, it was just so fulfilling and awesome to be there, and like the feel of it was just great. I don't know. It's the first place where people let me pet their dog. I just really liked it, and the beer's great. You know, it's just like it's warm and wonderful, and I'm excited to go back and see if those feelings persist, like if I still feel that way. Last question is from @JackalSupreme. If you could eat dinosaur, what would it be and how would you cook it? Well, obviously, in order to make sure that no other dinosaurs mess with me, I'm gonna take down a T-Rex. So I'm gonna just trap that sucker and like slay him. And then, if Monster Hunter has taught me anything, I have to just cook it over an open flame. I'm gonna like rotisserie that. I'm gonna just sit there like recalling my past. How did I get here? Why am I suddenly surrounded by dinosaurs? I'll recall all of that to myself and just let that meat just slowly, ever so slowly cook. But with the rest of the corpse, I'll like wrap it up into a circle around me so that all of the other dinosaurs know what I did. Anywho, that's my Q&A. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks again to Ditka for the fan art in the background. If you have any Q&A questions for me in the future, be sure to follow me on Twitter, because I always make sure to be like, hey, I'm taking Q&A questions right now. Use this dumb hashtag. And then, you know, and I take questions from that. So that's how that's gonna work. But I hope that you guys had an amazing week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.